Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So we are going to start with the next video where we will see how we can add the approval. But in the last video, if you remember, we have done some mistakes that I wanted to fix it and then I wanted to proceed further. So if you remember in the last video, what was the mistake? So this was the pipeline. And if you see, the revision was working perfectly, but this state function was not working, right? So what was the mistake here is if you see in the repo, pipeline and it was 3, right? So if you see here we have added a dot, but instead of dot it should be colon, right? So that was the mistake. So we'll fix it this in this video, and I have added it a semicolon and then we will push the changes. Okay, so I'll push together. Meanwhile, let me write the today's videos, what we are going to cover. So in today's video we are going to cover about the approvals, how we can add and how we can add then dependency logics, right? So so for this what we have to do is we should have some environment created. I will show you what do you mean by that. But how to add the, if you already aware of the Azure DevOps concept where we have to environment, we have in the environment section, we have to have some environment like dev environment, test environment, or QA environment, or prod environment, like that. And then you can do the code changes. I mean, you can have the approvals there. Okay, so we'll start with the same. First is trigger, right? So trigger colon came and enter two spaces, then branches, enter two spaces, include, enter two spaces, hyphen space, and then main or okay, this is main space. Then here you can mention master if your branch depends on that. I do not wanted to exclude anything at this point of time. Okay, then you have stages, so you can search for the stages, and under the stages two spaces, hyphen, then you have to mention stage. And what stage you have to mention, that you can mention here build. Let's say I want to take it as a build, so this we have learned in the last video also, right? And then you have to press enter under this stage only, right? We have to follow this, and here we have to mention, let's create some jobs. Okay, under the jobs we should have two spaces, then this semicolon, and under the jobs we should have job. So let's name the job of our profile, I mean script. So it is build job, right? And then hit enter under the two spaces, then you have to write what step. Okay, step. Okay, then enter two spaces. Then here you have to mention single space script, and let's say the script is echo. So I mean, in the real world scenario we can add multiple tasks here. So let's say I'll say like build completed, right? And again under the stage, let's say here we were, right? Again under the stage we have to again add next stage here. So here we will mention stage again, and let's say we'll name this as manual approval, right? And then two space, which is depends on, okay, automatically it is coming because of IntelliSense, depends on build stage. And then what is the condition? Let's add some condition. If I want, if this is I mean, I wanted to trigger this stage only if the previous is succeeded, then I have to make jobs. Under the jobs, two spaces, hyphen single space, then deployment, and then let's say approval job. Okay, here we have to mention the environment. What is the spelling? ENVIRONMENT environment. And then you have to mention, let's say here you can mention QA hyphen ENV. So it is a QA environment. Okay. Strategy. Strategy. So the strategy you can mention again two space run once. Okay, and under the run once you have to press enter. Here you can mention deploy, right? So this you have done, and then you have to press deploy, and then you have to mention here steps, and then two spaces hyphen script equals to echo deploying after the approval. Okay, so let's save it, and then what we will do is we will open the command prompt and we will push these changes, right? So let's push these changes. So I'll see whether I'm in correct directory. So it is learn YAML and we have the files. I think we should go to cd pipelines and then dir. Let's say git add. Okay, so we have done this. Then git commit hyphen m message in the double quotes. We have to mention like new pipeline is added for approval demo. Okay, this is done, and then we have to do git push. So if this is done, then we should see the fourth pipeline also in our repo. Let's refresh it. Yeah, fourth pipeline is available now, and this is also changed. So let's quickly go and check the pipeline. So this pipeline is triggered, and this time you see it has taken the correct one. So 2025 07 16, and this is the first revision of today's date, right? So it will get completed in couple of minutes. Now at the same time, what we have to do, meanwhile it is getting completed, what I will do is I will create a new pipeline that we have created just now. So we have to click on the pipeline, existing pipeline, and pipeline video 4, continue, and this is all done, and let's just run it. Okay, so there is some issue. We will see it. Meanwhile, let's go and see this pipeline got completed, right? Now we have some issue in the new pipeline. So what is the problem? Okay, we cannot see here. We have to go back. Then we have to go on the edit mode and let's duplicate it. Go to the pipelines. So it is telling at video 4, line number 11, column number 1, unexpected value called step, right? And line 21, unexpected value, line 22 as well. So 11, 21, and 22. So let's go and see here. 11, 21, and 22. Okay, so we will see what is the problem here now. So this is step, should be steps. Okay, so this should be fixed now. And then we have the problem at line number 21 and 22. So run once looks correct only. Did we added two spaces? One, two. Then we have two spaces here as well. One, two. and then it is correct. And under the deploy, we should have steps. So this looks good. Maybe because of this issue, it was throwing some error here as well, but let's run it. So git add dot git commit hyphen m, change the file position, change the spelling of steps to step to steps. Okay, and then git commit is done. Let's push it. Once it is pushed, we should see some changes in our repo as well. At pipeline number 4, we should see steps here now, which is now there. Now let's see. Again, there is some issue. I think we have fixed that one, but still there is some issue. At line number 22 and 23, column number 20, 20, 11, 13, unexpected value. So that is something we have to see. Line number 22 and 23. So line number 22 and 23. So what is the problem here? So spelling of strategy is correct. Run once, deploy, right? So this all looks good. Steps, right? There is no some issue. And then script. So all looks good, but let's give two spaces here and then two spaces here. Okay, so after this it should work now. So we should write git commit added spaces in the line 23 and 24 in video 4 pipeline. Okay, so it is telling like, okay, everything is up to date. Control S. We have missed to run the command called git add dot and then git push. Okay, so once we push it, then it should work. Let's see the pipeline now. Hopefully, yeah, it is working now. So there was some indentation issue. So that is what we have to see whenever there is a new step we are adding, right? We should add two spaces that we have missed. So we are worried about, I mean, we have to check this pipeline, right? So let this get completed and then previous one get completed. This is running. So let's see. This is completed. I mean, this is running. And now what you see is it is waiting for some approval. Now, how this is possible? Because in our script, right, if you remember, we have added this condition. Okay, deployment approval job. And then what is the environment? So this is helping us to have this approval process here. So now you can click here and then you can just permit it. Now how you can create this one? This is an ADO things, but environment, what you have to do is you have to go to the environment here. The environment you can create a new environment. So this time it was QA environment. So you can create dev env as well, and you can add the resources later, or if you want, you can add uh, resources at the creation time only. So you can provide this script and all. So this is all ADO concepts. So for now, I don't want it to create it. Let's keep it blank only. Okay, so once it is done, you will be able to save it. So now the dev environment also will come here. So once the environment is there, you can add the resources if you want, and your environment is ready to use in the YAML pipeline, and you have to use with this syntax, right? So environment colon dev environment to get the full end-to-end traceability per resources. So environment colon dev environment, right? So environment colon. So this time it is queue environment. So it will wait for the approval, and if you have the enough access, you will be able to approve it. So this is called the adding the approvals or waiting for the approval in YAML pipeline. Okay, so I hope you have found this video interesting and helpful for you, how to add approvals in any stages, and you can keep adding like this. So let's say I wanted to add, um, this is there, right? So let's add another stage. So here you can add build, deploy stage, and on succeed, depends on what? Depends on manual stage if it is there, and then let's say two, and here you can mention as dev environment as well. Okay, so like that you can create multiple cells. So for now this, for this stage as well, if it is going to get deployed, it will ask for your approval. Now another good thing about writing a multi-stage pipeline is, I should show here only. So let's say you have this pipeline, right, which we have executed yesterday. So if you are running a YAML stage pipeline, if you are creating a instead of this pipeline, you are creating an infrastructure pipeline. So in this case, if you wanted to, let's say this is for VM deployment, this is for storage account deployment, this is for any other resource deployment. So if you want specific resource to get deployed, that you can select, and then you can select the usage and just run it. So what will happen is only that particular resource will get deployed. So this is one of the good way of creating an infrastructure pipeline. Always you should create into multi-stage pipeline. So one for the VMs, storage, or any other resource like that, right? So I hope you have found this video interesting. We'll catch up in the next video. Thank you everyone. Have a great day.